YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, combat sports and entertainment fans all across the globe. Welcome to another episode of the best review show, well, combat sports and sports entertainment review show on YouTube, and that's We Talk Combats. I'd like to thank you for joining us today on another episode. We have an awesome show today. I'm here myself, King, and my co-hosts. I'm joined by Queen. How are you today, babe?
I'm excellent. I'd love to talk about all the stuff that's been going on this week, especially the tea.
Hey, welcome back. Also, I got my bro here, Travis. How you doing, bro, today?
I'm good. How is everybody?
I can't complain.
Chilling.
Also, I got my other bro, BA, in the house doing multi-duties. But what up, bro? How you feeling today?
What's happening? Got out of bean?
Let's say y'all thank y'all so much again for joining us. Do us a favor if you could. First and foremost, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, somewhere near BA's left shoulder, and also hit that like button and notification bell as well if you could. Also, do us a favor. Go to We Talk Combat Clips, our new channel on YouTube, and subscribe over there if you could as well. We're trying to get to our goals over there, where we also do the condensed shorts of the shows, but also clips. And let's get straight to the highs and lows of this week. We had a busy WWE week, so let's talk about it. Let's get to it. All right, y'all. So let's start off with Raw. We had Raw today. Well, not today, this week. Rhea Ripley started off the show. We had Gunther as well. Sheamus versus Rusev. Was it Sami Zayn and Penta versus whatever? And the New Day defended their Smackdown champion, well, not Smackdown, their World Championships against the Judgment Day. And then both of the GMs were there to discuss some business. So overall, let's start with you, Queen. What was your overall opinion of the show, the highs and lows of this show, and then your letter grade?
Well, I mean, I guess we can start off with the obvious thing is that Rhea can never talk. I don't know why they push her either. She can't talk. So then between her and Homegirl, they just couldn't talk together. It was just a lot of gobbledygook. And that kind of is one of the situations where, again, we need to focus on trying to help our talent be able to translate everything that they're saying, like every emotion, and be able to understand cadence, be able to like kind of offer sarcasm. So a lot of times those moments fall short because there is a obvious disconnect between not just native languages, but accents as well. Something they could work on. Gunther, he out here being Gunther. I was supposed to be building up, I guess, to Atlanta, but we're going to discuss more of that when we get to the tea. It was good to see what's his face. Pitt actually had a good match this week. I was actually surprised. He was doing a lot of awesome things, but it was another one of those matches where we didn't really need to watch it. New Day, I'm just gonna skip that whole thing. Adam Cole thing, don't really care about that either. As I said, this week was really just weak. Like that's the perfect way to describe it. I would probably give it a D.
Jeez. Travis, let's get to you, bro. What are your highs and lows of the show and your overall letter grade for Monday Night Raw?
Okay, for this week of Monday Night Raw, I actually wanted to give it a C, but the thing that saved it for me because I know to my fellow Night Riders, we're back. LA Knight has finally made his return, man. Let's go. So for that alone, I had to give Raw a B for that. What else? Oh yeah, another thing too, and this irked my soul like very deeply. That tag team match, right? Mm-hmm. Now I get it. Y'all cheered for the Judgment Day. But what made me upset the most was that y'all cheered for Finn Balor. You cheered for garbage. Like, come on now. Like, what is the coup de grace? What is that?
One of the best finishing moves.
That's not a finishing move. That's trash. And I've been trying to tell you that for years. Like that is trash. Like I hate it. Like Pittsburgh. What is wrong with y'all? Why did y'all cheer for that? Like why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have to give Raw a B for that. for LA Knight alone, we back. I'm looking forward to Saturday night's main event. I hope we don't get screwed over by Seth. I hope he actually win the match. LA Knight, let's go, man. Pass over, BA. Let's go.
All right, BA. What's your highs and lows for the show and your overall grade?
One, we're gonna give some love to Bailey and what she's working with Becky. Last week, I forgot to mention them, and leading on to this one when she fought against Lyra. They've been performing very well, just that pocket, and they perform so well that you actually forget about the champion that's on the same show. The reason why EO has not been performing well is because that one spot of, I guess they only get one spot for woman champion or whatever the case may be. Well, Becky, Bailey, and Lyra, this storyline is taking that spot. It's more entertaining than whatever EO probably can do, whatever they allow her to do, I should say. So I wanted to give some love for her. But Queen mentioned it. Rhea is her mic skills pause is I don't know how to pause that or not, but her mic skills are completely garbage. It's trash. And it's been trash for a long time. She's not really getting better at it. But people overlook that because of everything else that she brings.
Her physique, all that stuff.
Yeah, her package part is that minus the speaking. I'm just going to remember that when Jade has the same exact thing. I want to see if people are still feeling her because her mic skills aren't 100%, just like everybody. Okay, all right. What else does she bring? I want that to be as easy as Rhea gets that pass. I want Jade to get that same pass. With that being said, going through that with him, Seth, and all that was a good moment. LA Knight coming out, that was a good moment. I like that. That was fun. That was fun to watch. Rusev, I like heavyweights. I'm under the tutelage of King when he said, "Yo, heavyweights need to fight." And just like I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm gonna get back to that a little bit. Just so to see Rusev and Sheamus battle, it's just where's it going? How far can it go? All those other things. It's a dead end. And unfortunately, no one cares about a dead end. It's there. We're going to move on, and these people might even just go back underneath where they at? Oh yeah, they wrestled about 2 weeks. And the New Day Judgment. If you look at Raw, you would think the Judgment Day is running Raw, right? Like they have all the championship belts, and no one cares. That's the problem with the Judgment Day. No one cares, but they sell the Judgment Day merchandise and things like that. They sell that, so someone cares, but it's just like, yo, this is it. This should be the max. They should be running things. But as I said weeks ago, why not just give those belts to Bronson and Braun? Like, just give it to them. Like, they could do the same match, and at least they would have had the titles to walk out with Seth, and it's like, oh, okay, now they're just waiting for Seth to get his title, so on and so forth. It makes them more formidable than what they are now. They are a joke, and this whole thing is a joke. That's why I'm not even going to talk about that forward. Shout out to Karrion Kross once again, whooping Sammy's ass. Good job, thank you. Continue to do on it. I like to see Karrion. I'm more interested in what Karrion Kross than I am Sami Zayn. Like I've seen Sami Zayn. He offers nothing else to me. So I'm not necessarily particularly happy with this show. It wasn't the best show. So I ain't gonna give it a D, but I'll give it a C minus.
Okay. Couple things. I guess the Lyra. I feel like Lyra, Becky and Bailey is showing off and like looking good because the rest of the girls in the room are ugly. If that makes sense. So I don't know if it's I'm kind of tired of that. I'm kind of tired of that like rivalry as well. I don't know where it's going. I know they're going to get a triple threat match some way, somehow, and all that, and keep it moving. But I just think the women in general got to get introduced into these title, like I guess storylines or whatever. Like you got so many women that are just in limbo, and I hate that. Like get them involved. Who are the real challenges for the what is the Intercontinental Championship? Who are the real challenges for the World Heavyweight Championship? We don't know. Just people just out of nowhere. Io Sky is begging Rhea Ripley to have a match with her. But what? Why? Why would Io Sky do that when Io Sky hasn't lost to Rhea Ripley?
And she hasn't even defended her title
she
at all.
defended it, and she's
it's not like
it's it's
made
not
no
like Rhea
sense.
Ripley has always beaten her, and she needs to like prove that she can beat Rhea Ripley. She always beats Rhea Ripley, so why would she be begging to wrestle Rhea Ripley for her championship? That makes
Because
no
Rhea's the
sense.
best.
Allegedly.
But she's beaten the best
Mhm.
multiple times already.
That's
The
what
best
she
can't beat
said.
her,
That's what she
but
said
the
out her
best
mouth.
can't beat her. Okay,
She's the best right
that
now.
is. You're right. You're right with what she said, but it doesn't make sense. So
It doesn't.
it's
That's what she said.
it's foolish. Sheamus and Rusev, like you said, bro, it was good to see the heavyweights fight. I knew they were going to slug it out and have a awesome knockdown drag out match. But again, it's just thrown in there. Like it really doesn't have a build up. And I know Sheamus was talking to people on like X or something like that. He was on an interview talking about the match and all that. But I didn't feel like it had much. It's just Rusev versus what's his name versus Sheamus, and then they had Wade Barrett throw little comments about the League of Nations or whatever it was back in the day. Like, it is what it is. Just to move on, just to give Rusev a body to throw at him because they have no other idea what to do with Rusev. And I don't think they are going to have an idea what to do with Rusev. He left the company. Everybody doesn't do the Cody Rhodes route. Usually when you leave the company and you come back, they don't just decide, oh, my goodness, you know what? We let you go for a wrong reason. So I don't see Rusev doing much. He's going to be that mid-card Rusev guy, the same thing again if he eventually gets into the mid-card level again. The tag team championship, I was actually happy for the Judgment Day to win, just to get it off of the New Day, bro. Like, yeah, you can give it to somebody else, but I think you gotta actually like do something with the tag team championship before you give it to Brunson Reed and Braun Breaker. I said that before.
Real quick, that was my thing. If they have no idea, you know what I'm saying? They clearly have no idea what they're doing with it. They just give it to them.
Just give it to them. Yeah, I feel you. Like, just to have guys with a championship showing up every week and look, you feel me, on the promos and all.
It looks better than what's being presented right now.
Yeah, you're right. So I agree. I'm not disagreeing at all. It's just I wanted New Day to lose. It didn't have to be Judgment Day. Like, why Judgment Day if you're gonna let them lose? But it was what it was. They enjoyed the moment, I guess. Finn Balor and them got cheered. I don't know what was going on with that. I guess they're gonna be new. Judgment Day is really running Raw, but like you said, BA, they're not really running Raw at all. But this episode in general, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it a C-. I don't need this. It was nothing. Gunther, that part with even when he did the shout out to you with LA Knight, Travis, with getting LA Knight involved. I'll talk about that more when we get later on with previews and on predictions. But what did that do for Gunther? That was the champion talking of Raw. What did it do for him? What?
Nothing. It's set up for nothing for him.
Okay, but CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and
It's CM
LA
Punk,
Knight,
Seth
right?
Rollins, and LA Knight.
Okay,
He was just there in the way, basically.
Just making sure, and that's your heavyweight, that's your world champion. But let's move on. I'll give it a C-. Let's go to SmackDown this week. Main thing, CM Punk. I mean, not CM Punk. Geez, Cody Rhodes came out announcing he was the king of the ring, I guess. But let's go in reverse order this time. BA, what are your feelings about this show? Your highs and lows, and what's your overall at a grade?
You know, I miss the theatrics of being a king of the ring, right? Like the King Booker and stuff like that. Like, this is supposed to be something where you make a quite like a pivot. Like you're the king. Like you're on top of the mountain. You just don't have a championship. Like, that's next. That kind of a thing. So he walks out with. He don't even put the crown on. He just walks it out with his hand and stuff. And I don't know. And maybe I might be nitpicking. It's just everything that he does. This is Cody now speaking of. It's lackluster. It's just like, are you giving 100% effort here? Like, or you just like you're still the same person, but you just like, hey, I just happen to win King of the Ring. No, like, all right, if you want it, if they say that you're the guy to win it, then go all out, King Cody. Like, let's go for it in a sense. But he's the same dude, and then he go against had the issue with Randy, and then Drew comes out. But Randy, and like homie said on the other part, like when are you going to snap? Like, there's a whole, like, are you waiting for a championship? Like is there like a play in the script saying, all right, Randy's going to have a 2 to 3 month dominant run, and then he can go back to whatever, and then as soon as he got to snap first, and then it happens. Like, so is that what we're waiting for? It's problematic. I'm tired of seeing the gunshot part. Like, yo, like, what are you doing, bro? Just wrestle. Like, the move ain't illegal. They ain't banned the goddamn move, so just do it. Like, what we doing? What we talking about? So the intro right there just completely just threw me off for the whole entire match, the whole entire night. But the tag team, I guess Charlotte and Bliss, I called that a while ago, and eventually they was gonna get together. Now they're here, and now let's see what they do with it. It's anything to bring any type of heat, I guess I can say, for the tag team women's title, because there's none. There's dead in the water. Even with Roxanne getting it in place to live, it's still dead in the water. So hopefully this helps. They both have fans. They both had their own pocket of fans. So hopefully that does something to them. And just, I mean, I'm gonna wrap it up by this. Just I'm gonna highlight the tag match. That's probably the best match. On it, I'm not even gonna talk about the U.S. title. That was the U.S. thing could have been worked out the same exact way. Just JC could have got the pin.
Could have got pinned.
Yes, and it would have been like cool, like, you know. But to have your champion that you just won lose on 4th of July, I know how we feel about the 4th of July, but it's the U.S. champ losing on 4th of July.
Yeah.
It's just all this shit. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's problematic at best. But like I said, I wanted to just highlight the Fraxam and Andrade and Ray Phoenix. They stumbled upon this tag team, and it's working for them. I hate when they get things right by accident. This is not, you don't get a kudos for this. Know that this was going to be as hot as it is, and they are. Fraxam was the hot tag team, and then now they just now they lose to this. Why not shit and put somebody on Raw or something like that? Why Fraxam was fire, and then now they lose. First they was getting beat up, not necessarily in a one-on-one match, in a tag match, but the Y6 and all that stuff. So they was losing there, and then now they lose a tag match when they was the one beating the whole tag team, the division, except for injured Street Profits. I'm like, yo, what are they? I don't know if they know what they're really doing, and it sucks. It sucks to see here. Like, if I'm watching it and y'all seeing it, like, I know y'all see y'all the ones that's in it. Y'all the ones that's in the business. Like, do y'all not see the fact that y'all just went through 6 tag teams and now y'all lose to the upstart tag team when y'all was the upstart tag team?
Yeah.
I digress. This is a
ooh, a D. Pause. All right, Travis, what's your highs and lows for this show? Wow, for SmackDown being 2 hours. What's your highs and lows for this show and your letter grade?
I'm riding the same. I'm riding the same way he left his BA, man. But SmackDown was terrible this week.
All right.
I pause, but
yeah,
just like you said, man, everything was just basically terrible. Like, the matches for me was too predictable. Like, we knew who was going to win that triple threat tag team match for the women's slot for the tag team championships. Like I said, I think I said this last week too. Andrade and Ray Phoenix, like, they work. They need at least, I wouldn't say win the championships, but I would say at least try to put them in the title picture. What else I wanted to touch on? Yeah, I ain't like how Solo took the L after just winning the championship.
Made no sense.
That didn't make sense at all. But other than that, SmackDown was flat out a D this week. Pause.
All right. So we got 2 Ds. Pause, Queen.
Damn, I'm surprised because I did the last one as a D, and everybody was talking about that one was higher. And I was gonna actually say like the Jade and like like the Jade and watching little Tiffany pick her little Evolution opponent like that. I thought that made this a little bit more interesting this week. Everybody already talked about that whole Cody and our boy Drew finally back in that little skirt. Sorry, I don't want to offend the Scottish people. Is kilt, and then he like fell out on the ground. I was scared he's gonna flash somebody. But other than that, it is a weak show, predictable show, just like everybody said. Is that we know what they're setting up for. They're setting up for Evolution. So it's just kind of like we already know without knowing who is going to be going against who because they have to make them interesting. So, of course, right now they probably have a whiteboard in the back and they're just writing down all the talents' name, figuring out who has what titles and what we can do to make it seem interesting to have a good show. Because as I saw, they're still having issues pushing them tickets. And it's like, what, a week away?
Yep.
Like, are they usually like at the point where they sold out days, like a week ahead, like people are scalping? But they got like
less than half.
They said like
they
almost
sold
2,000.
Less than half the tickets. No, they sold less than half.
Yeah, so yeah, they sold less than half of the tickets, and you don't have a reason people want to go. Like, other than, Jade and stuff, and the evolution thing is going to be what it is. At the end of the day, it's not just about showcasing the new talents. It's to be like kind of like going a little glaze over the old talent as well. But again, it's just one of them situations where there's kind of too many. Do I want to say that there's too many storylines that have nowhere to go right now, that it doesn't everything's predictable, because we know they can't go certain places. We know some people are injured, some people have this title, so it doesn't make sense for this person to go against this person because we got this storyline going on, or we have another storyline that's going to be basically projected in the future, which I've noticed a few times now, is that they're already trying to talk about what's going to be happening in the fall based on how we're setting it up right now in this very moment. But not to get off track, sometimes I do that. But yeah, it was a week again. It was just a week of like the wrestling shows, and like everybody else said, it was just predictable, and I would give it another D. I feel bad because I did double D's this week, but sometimes it might just have to be double D's. I said Cody being
Now we
there,
got
and
now we got
actually,
triple D's. Pause.
yeah, triple D's, but geez. Oh, I did want to say something though about the whole Randy thing though. Randy was talking about how he was fighting depression and all that stuff. I saw before the show and all that, and talking about how he stepped away for like 18 months and was just getting himself together and everything. So I did want to take a second to highlight that, is that what Randy's going through, because Randy, that's one of I feel like I grew up with Randy. Like he's part of that.
Yeah.
He's part of that people
We
that
all did.
he was only slightly older than me. So I got to grow up with him, as opposed to like the Hulks and all them. They were like already in their 30s and 40s when I was like a little kid. So that's more my generation of people. So it was really cool
Randy.
to read the
Randy's
blurb
our
you said about it.
Randy's
What?
our LeBron James.
Yeah, he's our LeBron James. Yeah, we've been with him for a minute. So as I said, I wanted to touch on that for a second, even though I did give it a D for the show though. But I did want to touch on that for a second because I do feel like that's a major important thing that we just discussed. But
we got triple D's. Shout out to what's his name? Kanye and what's the guy name? Throw some D's on
the
it.
Dudley Boys.
Why can't I think about it? No, Dudley Boys. The rapper. Rich Boy.
Rich Boy.
Jeez, I couldn't think of his name.
Dudley Boys too. 3D.
I don't care about no 3D, man. But I'm gonna give so we got 3Ds. You know what? Let's go across the board. Let's make it just 4Ds, man. Pause. 4Ds. This show, first time Smackdown, we just talked about it. The first was back to 2 hours. They had all the momentum. Go ahead. You can just make a great show for 2 hours, and they give us this dud. I thought it was trash. Let me see what things I want to touch on. First, where's R-Truth? Where's Ron Killings? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I didn't even get it. Yeah, that just whole thing, babe. I didn't even notice that.
What's happening
That's
with
probably
that?
why
And
it's
then
been so dry this week.
I hear Aleister Black and all is about to get a push, and you see him talking with Damian Priest and all that. And if he about to get a push and he about to fight R-Truth, that only can mean to get a push, you got to knock somebody else a little down, right? But we'll see. I'm not ready to, go all the way in and make it try to start the revolution, and we want truth and all again. But let's see what happens. So that's supposed to happen. But the Cody thing, it is what it is. He's a politician. Come on, Cody, become heel. I'm tired of it. Tired of seeing you as a face. You don't even have to be on the show if you're a face. We watched Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton in the ring. They were towering this little guy. It is what it is. He needs a change. He shouldn't be super being a smaller guy. That's another story. What's her name? Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry, I'm doing like BA. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I actually like that they're a tag team. It gives them a reason to be involved without being the heavyweight champion, and it's going to bring some validity, Jesus, to the tag team championship, like BA said, as far as earlier. So I think that's a nice thing. Get them involved with the ladies because nothing's going on with that. What's her name? Ray Phoenix. Jeez, I couldn't think of it. Ray Phoenix and Andrade. They might be the second best tag team in wrestling right now in the WWE behind the Street Profits. I might be going that far already. Like you said, they lucked into this combination of them two. And we already said about Ray Phoenix, so at least I've said it. I'm a big Ray Phoenix fan. I'm glad they're going to do something with him. He might actually get a championship before his brother. But Andrade is like technical enough where it meshes with, like they actually could be like an incredible tag team. Like they actually really fit together. Like it's like, yo, this works. So I'm gonna see where Paul goes with them and all, but I thought that was major. And then at the end, the tag team match with after Solo got destroyed in the car and all that, which was funny and all that. But to have him take the pinfall like the loss, what are we doing here, Paul? What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? What is this
I think he just
new?
take a dart and throw it at the wall.
Then we have this new M.F.T, My Family Tree. That's the new name of the stable. They're going away from the bloodline, and they have a name, even though it's corny. Before Seth Rollins' faction has a name. What is going on, Paul? You have no clue what's going on right now. So I'm gonna give it a D. I'm done with that simply. I really didn't want to talk about the review show with Raw and SmackDown. They both were trash. This was a week of trash for WWE, in my opinion. But Travis, what was that protest by?
Yes, sir. By the good people at Fanatics.
Yes, sir.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
All right, everybody, hold your horses because this might be a hot one. We've been waiting for this wrestling tea for a second now. I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of days now. It's been maybe about a week. I wanted to get to this, but things have happened. Circumstances have changed, and it actually has given us more, I guess, details and ammunition to use towards the tea today. So this should be a good one. So get ready. If you do, make sure you comment at WTC if you want to talk to us, if you want to interact in anything we talk about today. But first and foremost, I want to start off on a light note. I want to give congratulations to Carmelo Hayes and Kaylani for their engagement, which just happened, I believe, yesterday. So congratulations to them. That's awesome news. I'm always here for Black love. But yeah, taking that away, let's really get to the tea. Let's start off with our predictions we have some PLEs going on this weekend. So let's get to our predictions for these PLEs that's going to happen. First on Saturday, we have Saturday night's main event in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to have Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. We're going to have LA Knight himself. Yeah. Going one-on-one versus Seth Rollins. And we're going to have Gunther defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Goldberg in Goldberg's final match of his career. So, guys, let's just go around the room. I guess let's start with you, Travis. What are your overall predictions for this pay-per-view? Let's keep it quick. Just give your overall predictions on what you think. Anything hot you think may happen.
I don't think anything hot. Like, I don't really have that many high expectations except for LA Knight winning, hopefully.
Okay.
Well, other than that, that's about it.
All right, so you got LA winning. Who else? What's your prediction? Who's the three?
Gunther. And I'm saying this, but I'm gonna go with Drew. They're gonna do Randy dirty, I think.
All right, BA. What's your thoughts, BA?
It's gonna be trash.
Bro, every time I try to think about saying that main event being good, I try and I'm like, bro, this might be a good one. It's always trash.
All right, so look, I'll start with the championship match. Of course, Gunther wins this. It makes if you're gonna have Seth do a double duty and come out or whatever the case may be, then I get that, but there's no way Gunther's supposed to lose to a 60-year-old dude. It's just not happening. Yeah, LA Knight, Seth. I mean, Seth and his goons is going to find a way to win that match. So, sorry, LA Knight. And this match, this third match here is so interesting. Drew just came back, and Randy just caught a hell. So who wins that? What's the applications? Like, well, what do we do after this match here? They won't know what to do with these two, so they're going to fight again. I'm assuming. So let's just call it a no contest.
No contest. Okay, Queen.
I'm actually start from the bottom because I believe that the Legend Killer has this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's been getting a bunch of L's over the past like 6 months. They've been just giving L after L after L after L to Randy. And this has to be his redemption arc, man. Like he has to clear like and plus Drew been out injured anyway. So I feel like because Drew's out injured, he won't mind as much losing to Randy. Like he kind of understands, like, yeah, Randy, you the man, you deserve this. Can I just get out here real quick so they can see that, I still am out here for real. Now I'm gonna go up. Oh, LA Knight, I want it for you because you the hometown hero on the card. Not even hometown because I'm definitely not from no Waldorf or no Hagerstown. Sorry, sorry, but you were a Marylander, so I'm gonna show you love. But Seth's probably gonna win. I'm gonna tell you why Seth probably gonna win because we're still off the money in the bank and all of that junk. Okay, I just feel like this is gonna be a long match though. I feel like they're gonna have a really good match. I think they're gonna might be the best match of the night. Honestly, I think they're gonna give us the run for the money. But as I said, I think Seth's gonna win that. Now, at very top, I was just saying in the comments as well about it that Goldberg is old, so Gunther gonna have to carry the whole match. Like, so we already know Gunther gonna win. I'm just hoping that they make it an interesting match because this is going to be Goldberg's last match. I think this is really, really going to be Goldberg's last match. Like we hear it a lot, but I think this is really going to be it for him. Like he getting up there and he got injured trying to get in the ring the other time. Like was that like 2 weeks ago? He got like injured trying to get in there. So yeah, he definitely going to lose. But as I said, I hope they just make it a good match though. That's all I really ask. But like BA said, we on some Gemini time. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's gonna be some garbage. Like, that's what my heart telling me. It's gonna be some hot garbage. I'm still gonna try and watch it though, especially because as I said, I want to see Randy. But yeah, it's gonna be some hot mess. It's gonna be a hot mess.
Shout out to y'all. I think it's probably gonna be trash too. But let me book it right for y'all. Let me tell y'all what I think they should do. How about that one? So let's start from the bottom going up. Drew McIntyre should win the first match. Randy Orton should be about to turn heel because of what you said, Queen, of taking these L's. He should be getting to a breaking point. Drew McIntyre has to beat him. He has to realize he's been around the fans and all too much, doing what they need and all. He need to go hear the voices again, go to a different place, get to a point where he can win a championship. Got you. That's Drew McIntyre, the first match. Second match. This is where we have Roman Reigns return. This is the Roman Reigns moment. This is comeback Roman, help Seth lose the belt. I mean, not lose the belt, but lose his match against LA Knight. LA Knight needs a victory. There's no reason, like, why is LA Knight involved in this and all this? This is not for a title and all. Give LA Knight a victory. You say you want to push him and help him out. This gives him momentum. Have him beat Seth with Roman Reigns interfering. That should be what happens with that. With that being said, Goldberg should beat Gunther for the heavyweight championship. But Seth Rollins should pull double duty and take the title from Goldberg and then leave the night as the world heavyweight champion. That's how I would schedule it to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen. But if that happens, it could possibly be a good show and we'd be talking about something different the next show. But that's the way I would book it. All right. We have double duty for PLEs this weekend, as we also have the Women's Evolution pay-per-view going on. We have, let's see, the NXT championship is on the line. I don't even know who's defending. I'm sorry, yo. Who's the NXT champion right now? Nobody knows.
I have no clue.
Is that Lola? Is that Lola? No, I don't think that's Lola.
No,
Vice.
That's not Lola Vice. No, that means you don't even know. That's wild. None of us care that much about NXT. That's wild. Well, I know that's Jordan Grace though. Challenging. Yeah. I don't know who the champion is right now. I think Jordan Grace is going. I'm gonna give my
JC Jane.
I'm about to do that. Let me go ahead. JC Jane. Okay. Jordan Grace wins that match in my opinion. We got Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea wins that match. I don't know why y'all set that up. That's dumb. She asked for an ass whipping. That's dumb. You got a battle royal where the winner earns a championship match in the Clash of Paris. I have no clue. And I don't even think it matters. I think whoever challenges for it is going to lose. We have a women's tag team championship fatal 4-way match, which I guess is going to try to bring some credence to the championship. But the WWE women's champion between Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are going up against, I think they named the Smackdown team is Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair will find the Raw team on Monday and then the NXT team on Tuesday, I believe. You have Jade versus Naomi for part 2. And I don't know. I guess Jade wins again. Naomi should have won at WrestleMania if you did that. But Jade going to win again because you can't have her lose going into the queen of the ring. And then Tiffany Stratton versus. So Tiffany Stratton Naomi then pulls double duty this night the same way Seth did the night before, and she cashes in and takes the championship from Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffany Stratton beats Tiffany Stratus. Beats Trish Stratus, and then Naomi takes the title from her. That's my predictions. And we'll go around the room again. We'll start with you, BA. What you think on this one, bro? All right, we can go to Queen.
No, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, BA,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was ready.
No,
I was ready.
I'm going to give this some love. I am. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah, most of this card, they're missing the heavy hitters. It's just, it is what it is. Bianca should be featured. Hell, I mean, Bianca, I don't know if she's 100%, then she's in that battle royal. She wins the battle royal. Okay, how about that? Let's go Bianca some kind of way, right?
There you go.
And let's say Lash is one of the final four. Let's throw her some love too. There you go. My women's champion in EO can't even pronounce evolution. She says evolution. It was just a terrible segment. So because of that alone, she loses. She loses if you can't pronounce where you're fighting at, then you lose. She needs to lose.
Hold on. You're telling me, everybody, you're telling me she's going to have had the belt for months, right? And her first defense, she loses having the belt for months. Is this what you saying about to happen?
What I'm saying is they will not lead with that. They will just say the title holder since WrestleMania.
So.
Bro, she ain't had a chance. It's her first match. She lost her first match.
The title holder since WrestleMania. That's what they're going to say.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm thinking there's no outside interference in this, so it will have to be her beating her one-on-one. I just eventually got to stop. So I don't see that happening. That Trish match and that's gonna be a very pink match. I swear that's gonna be a lot of. I'm not feeling this match. Shout out to Trish. Hopefully she can perform well.
I don't think Tiffany can carry her, bro.
I don't care for this match.
At this point.
It's and that's another thing in which we kind of mentioned in passing. It's just everything's so rushed that. Not besides Jade, really. Besides Jade, everything Jade and Naomi, everything else is a rush. Everything else is, hey, let's fight next week in a PLE. Let's do that. That's not how you. That's not how you build anything. What?
Too many PLEs. One every 2 weeks.
You can go on and skip me now, bro. I'm done.
All right, go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry, Queen. I did say Queen. Let me go around this way. I want Queen to have the last say since she's the lady. Go ahead, Travis. What's your overall opinion? Real quick.
Yep.
Man, not having too high expectations. I'm not going to say that that is it's going to be trash or anything, but I just want to wait and see how everything plays out. But yeah. But just like everybody else was saying, I expect Naomi to pull double duty. There's no reason for Tiffany to fight Trish. Like they could have got at least somebody else, but that's it. You skipped me now, man. Like
Queen, the floor is
Who
yours.
did you skip me?
I'm actually gonna give you the floor. The floor is yours for this one.
So, I mean, I'm going to start over with Trish and Tiff.
Oh,
so, I
hold up,
think
you
that
probably
they're
wanna
doing
see
it that way really because of their names, really. I think that's why they're doing it, because of their names. That's really it. Because they don't even really favor each other, but, that's what they're trying to make it as. So, that's the reason why they did that. But God, Trish, you getting old. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to lie. And you was out the game a minute. So, yeah, I think Tiffy time got that one. Naomi and Jade. Ooh, I need a little bit of a break from them. What's going on with Bianca? Like, why do I keep seeing Naomi and Jade? Like, I feel like they came back to this too late. They should have came back to this right when Jade came back from injury. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is way like it kind of is like, well, why are you still beefing? Like I thought that there was we branched off or something, but I feel like Naomi's gonna get it. But I feel like my heart wants Naomi to get it, but I feel like my brain is telling me it's gonna be Jade. That's what my brain is telling me. Ayo and Rhea, I feel like they're finally going to make Ayo lose, but I kind of just don't feel like I feel like it's going to be so let me back up. I do feel like it's a good match because I don't have an issue with Io or Rhea as far as their wrestling abilities. I do feel like they're both very good in the ring. My question is really, is it going to just be what kind of match is it going to be? Is it going to be like a desperation match, or is it going to just be kind of a bunch of just tossing each other back and forth on the ropes type stuff? Like that's what concerns me. I just feel like it's not going to be that interesting a match. And if we look at the Fatal 4-Way, I don't even know those ladies on NXT. Like I don't know them to even want to care.
Yeah, you don't even know who it is yet.
So the Fatal 4-Way, I guess
We-
the girl with the bandana on, because she like
Yeah,
the
Roxanne.
buffest one that I've seen in a minute. Yeah,
Raquel.
Roxanne, because she's Raquel, because she part of what's his face's stable, the Dominic stable, right? Like that whole
Judgment
group.
Day, yes.
The
Yeah,
Judgment
Judgment
Day
Day.
stable. All right. Well, then I'll just give it to them. But yeah, that NXT Women's Championship, ain't nobody gonna be watching that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ain't nobody watching that. Like, ain't nobody watching that, and none of those people like I've seen anywhere. Like, I'm sure I've seen them, you know what I mean? But like, nobody checking on them. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody checking on none of the NXT ladies. There's lots of other ladies I've seen on NXT that people have talked about. That's why I'm like, who are they?
Yeah, they
That's what I'm like,
just want to crown Jordan Grace. It's her moment.
yeah, I'm like, who are they? What are those? Okay, but that's basically all I gotta say about that. I was excited because I saw a lot of women on the women. Like it seemed like it was gonna be really pushing evolution. The women was to be evolution was to be based really about women. But yeah, as I said, I still look forward to the Jade, the Tiff, and still the Io Sky match. I still look forward to those ones because those are all really good, talented ladies. But I said Trish, I don't know.
Go ahead, Travis. You got something to say?
Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah. You think Nikki Bella just coming back just to be in this battle royal?
Probably so.
Oh yeah, and we didn't even think about that too. There's probably gonna be like interactions and all that stuff.
Now just thought about it.
Tiffany need to go worry about her life. That's what she needs to
let me
worry
throw you.
about. Nikki Bella need to worry about her life.
Let me throw y'all a quick curveball real quick. We just touch on it real quick. We can move on. What if Naomi cashed in on the world championship?
Ooh.
What if out of nowhere we expect like Jade going to go and wrestle eventually Tiffany? But what if out of nowhere Naomi went and cashed in on the women's world championship?
Now
So,
that would make this PLE worth watching.
I never thought about it.
Yeah, that would make the PLE a little worth watching.
It's not only a game changer; it's what they should do, and I'll say that because one, I mean, we're gonna talk about everything now. It brings her over to Raw. That's one. Eventually, because there's really no spot other than now being a lackey of Fatu, it brings Jimmy probably over too, and now you have Jimmy and Jay in a struggling tag division, which is Raw too. So this one move sets up the stage for a lot of other things that can follow, which will all be good for the Raw brand itself, and which is overall good for the WWE. So that should be what they do. They will not though, because it makes way too much sense. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, they won't do it.
Especially they should do it because we ain't heard about no R-Truth. So that would be some good spicy stuff going on that people wouldn't really be looking at. People the way. Like that would be good. Like that would be that gets you your views. That might
that gets you hyped.
Might be
but all right, y'all. So we're done with the prediction part of the show, y'all. The T. Now let's get to the spicy part. All right, pause. But we have some interesting stuff here. If you didn't know, shout out to Jacob Fatu, who's all over the place now. Just dropped some music and all with his uncle Rikishi, and also let me get to the first part of this. I just want people to hear this because what I want to talk about. And this is first.
Because I'm a real nigga, though.
Okay. We heard that one, and shout out to his music. Let's listen to a little snippet of Hello.
The beach, nigga, you damn right, bro, I'm gon' get it. And if you niggas down me now, then you gon' regret it. Since I got.
So, after hearing Jacob Fatu, who is, if you don't know, is of Samoan descent, which is Pacific Asian. If you didn't know the N-word, as he said, Nigga, anything of the manner, Nigger, hey, screw it. Nigga or nigger, however you want to call it. Either way you want to say it, it's from the Atlantic slave trade, which is on the opposite coast. So with that being said, y'all, let me open the floor to you guys before I get into it. How do you guys feel about Jacob Fatu and his whole gimmick? And now that you see this and that you've seen these images or heard these images, what do you feel about this? And what do you think the WWE should do, or what maybe we should do as fans? Go ahead, Quinn. I see you want to talk. You can start.
Yeah, I was ready to go in from the beginning. So first thing I want to discuss is that we don't even got to get to the N word. I want to discuss locks. Locks is something that I personally have, and if you don't know anything about locks, they are, previously called dreadlocks, but they are more associated with people with coarser hair or people of color. Now, I say people of color because I feel like if you have color in you, your hair has the ability more than likely to lock on its own. But it's the mixture of him having the locks and now using the N word now is painting a picture of somebody that want to be a nigga but not a nigga. And it bothers me more because again, I watched, I don't know, probably like 50, 60 people be like, oh, everybody's mad over what 4 people think. And I'm like, no, it's not 4 people that think that. There's a lot of people that think that, especially not just as a black person and a black woman that makes music. Even as a black woman makes music, I tend to not put the N word in a lot of songs because as a black person, I have to think about how that's going to be received by my people because I worry about my people. I'm not worried about everybody else. So him over there using the N word, not worried about what black people think, but worried about his people looking cool to them is another one of them situations of culture vulturing. Call it out like you would call out John Cena, bitch ass. That's my thoughts. When John Cena's doing the thugonomics and all that bullshit, a lot of y'all like tee hee hee, the shit cool and cute. And now he
You going off. We need a warning.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Hold on, Quinn. Hold on. Before you go, hold on. We gotta go.
Warning. Shots will be fired during this presentation.
Oh, they need to know. Let them know.
So it's like it's enough of the playing in the face and the yada to me. Like all that stuff was cool with me. Like at the end of the day, it was like at that point where it was skirting the line, but I don't own yada me. You know what I mean? I'm not even say I own the N word. It's just to say that obviously that's one of the situations where we could misconstrue the origins of it. You know what I mean? We could play on where someone might have heard it first. But when it comes to the N word, we know the culture, we know the history. I know that the Pacific Ocean is nowhere near the Atlantic Ocean in terms of the slave trade that happened. And I know that Samoa was not a boat stop for none of them slaves either. And I'll give a moment to my brother Fat Joe, who is a Puerto Rican descent, which my son is part Puerto Rican as well. He respects that. He understands that he is a boat stop. He understands that a lot of melanin in his skin also comes from being a result of the Atlantic slave trade. So if Fat Joe want to say nigga, I don't care. Because at this point, he is a nigga to me. I probably share blood with Fat Joe. I don't probably share blood with Jacob Fatu. I'm being real. Like, I don't feel like anyone in his bloodline, I don't feel like our family trees would mix at any point. I'm not going to lie to you. So again,
Pacific Asian.
Yeah, Pacific Asian. I believe I don't have any Pacific Asian in my blood. I do have other Asian in my blood, but not Pacific Asian.
Okay. All right. Well, that's hey.
But yeah, wait. I'm going to end it real quick. Is that I feel like everybody trying to act like this is a non-issue is why these things continue, and it is an issue. Call them out on this bullshit. Like, don't act like it's cute. Like, at the end of the day, like, you see it, and if you feel a way about it, say something. What makes me mad the most is that all these black people being in the comments being like, I give them a pass. Like, who the fuck are you to give them a pass? Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you? You
the president?
Who did he go? Who did he go and get permission from? Who represents the whole black community? Where Jacob Fatu said, you know what, I'm black enough where I can say the N-word and all that and say it comfortably. But go ahead. Anybody else want to give?
I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for letting me have my moment on it.
No, yes, ma'am.
I think they probably just let him slide because of his story. Because, like, like what he overcame and all that stuff, like,
so
being
overcoming
homeless or locked up. But that's still not an excuse though.
Why is overcoming the street life cool for everybody else? Why is overcoming and going to jail cool for everybody else, but except for when you black? When you represent,
I meant to bring up Booker T too, as well. I meant to bring up Booker T in the N-word situation. I meant to bring that up. That's why people
probably give him the pass. But that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to get
what black guy
together and all
what black guy talking like Jacob Fatu?
Right now,
I'm not even going at you. What black guy, talking like Jacob Fatu, being what black guy is able to? The closest thing, like, shout out to the Dietrich Davis over there, New Wrestling World Order, where he talks about like the Street Profits being college life. Like, you feel me? Like they have the red Solo Cup and all. This would be like
fraternity.
Like fraternity,
like black fraternity. That's the closest they'll let them be.
Life with cups and all, and that's what would be cool. When they don't get the right push.
They don't get nothing.
So why is Jacob Fatu out there with the you feel me, the jersey on, the backwoods
The
Oakland
backwards
Raiders
jersey, the
jersey
hats, and
with
all
the
that
with
stuff.
the with the dreads in his head and all that. The yada mean. You feel me? All that where that gangster life come from? NWA, I guess, because he from San Francisco or whatever. But go ahead, B. I know you want to talk.
Yeah, I made sure I put this on for him.
So one, we got to be careful with what we doing here, right? Because one, I hate the word itself, period, and I use it and I try not to use it. So we want to get that established first, right? I hate that so many of our brothers and sisters get jammed up because somebody else has used that word, and then we act out of who we are. We act out of character, and then we the ones that end up in jail and so on and so forth because someone else used the word against us, and we can't control ourselves because someone used a word. So I don't know, and that word is heavy. That word is laced with everything that you can think of evil in a sense. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, so I want to get that out the way first. But secondly, you have to understand what a tether is, right? And those that don't know, I will fully explain what a tether is. You see this in the movie Us. You've seen, if you watch Us from Jordan Peele, the one that made Get Out, and you saw black people kind of say, that's, Get Out is real like that. People really, well, people necessarily didn't have that same effect when it comes to Us. But I'm going to tell you what it meant to me. It meant that you have a particular breed of people that can look like you, can sound like you, but they're not really you. They look just like you. But when it comes to numbers and stats and things like that, you can say, hey, we are very diverse because we are giving out to ethnic communities, so on and so forth, and it be people that look like Jacob Fatu. Well, what do you mean? Where did that come from? All you have to do is look at your local Major League Baseball team. Your local Major League Baseball team, we live in Baltimore Orioles. They will say that they are very diverse, and they will give you the Canoes of the world and things like that. But there's only one Cedric Mullins, one African American black guy, just one. But that one gets screwed into the numbers because there's a whole other people that kind of look like us. They kind of act like us, but they're not really us. Hence the movie Us, right? So people use that same metrics in other things, and wrestling is probably the number one thing. When Triple H gets away, we hold him accountable, but over the overall internet community says, yeah, he doesn't see color, right? Why? Because he can show you this person, he can show you this person. He said, what about Roman? What about Jay? What about Jacob? What about Solo? He can name these dudes off that's winning championship belts because he goes under that same statistic that they kind of look like us, so they are us. And when you say you don't see color, that's the problem that happens. That's the problem that happens. That's what we have issues for. So, who are you to say who can use the word and who can, right? Who are you to say that? Okay, you're right. Who are we? Okay, understood. There were people that said, you know what, NFL, I don't like you using the word Redskins. It doesn't matter that the overall world might not feel the way that I feel. I'm the one that's feeling subjective here. And they changed. They said, you know what? We're going to change that name. Okay. So it doesn't matter really who says it. If enough people feel a certain kind of way about it, then you change. And that's all that matters. So the people that's fighting back saying, oh, well, you can't. Yes, I can, because I am the person. My ancestors are the people that look like me. My family, my blood, my lineage says that I have that right to say what I want to say when it comes to certain issues, when it comes to my race. So I say all that to say, you brought this up, and I was very twisted on how I was going to respond to it. But at the end of the day, it's right. At the end of the day, you cannot get away with this. You should not get away with it. I don't care about the us treatment. I don't care about the statistics. I don't care that you don't see color. You are hearing from someone that is of the color that's being subjective every time he hears that.
Yes. All right. So
I loved that. That was excellent. I want to give a clap to you. That was very excellently poised.
Hey,
You kind of summed up everybody.
Let me give him. Let me give him the real. You feel me? We don't got fake. Yeah, add on to that a little bit, bro. A little bit. So, two things. Well, a couple things. One, I love the word. I'm different. Yeah, we're gonna have difference of opinions here and all that. I love the word.
It's all good. You have that right.
Yes, I think the word has power. So I think the word had power before, and I love that we take it and give power. It's not so the N-word isn't the only slur there is. It isn't. And there are other groups that use their slur and are able to do it to themselves and all that and control it because of the right and the respect you have of understanding that it shouldn't have been a slur in the first place, that they have control of it. So I want to have mine. I don't want to give mine away like everybody else. There are women that call each other certain names and all that stuff that you probably shouldn't be saying. You feel me? So like they're just that's the respect that you have. That's one. Two, if you really care about my culture, right? This is how I feel. If you really care about black people and one black person tells you, I don't like that you say that, you should have no problem saying, you should have no problem not saying that word because you supposedly care about the culture. Why are you arguing against us, telling you that we hate that if you so love us? That's my thing with him. Screw and shout out to I want to send a special FU to Rikishi fat ass as well, but that's a different story. So, but as far as the what is it holding them accountable and being like you see a bunch of us and all, I agree, bro. But like to add on what Queen said, in a way, Queen talked about, you know, Hispanic folks, and you have your own opinions and we got our own opinions because of certain things that we don't have evidence and all and knowledge of our own race and stuff like that, so we don't know what's going on, so we have to have questions. That's what black people know, and we understand that. But I have my own opinion on Hispanic folks and how they were here and all that stuff. And shout out to like she said, Fat Joe did his research because people were asking him why did he say the N-word, because back in the day DJ Khaled used to say the N-word. He don't say it anymore. And me and Queen had a question of, well, I think somebody probably checked him about that and was like, bro, you probably shouldn't be doing that, and he stopped doing it. So now Fat Joe does it, and he explained why. He said, I realized that I am of African descent as well. This is all, we are all one people. That's his belief in all. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I understand that as well. We all a part of the Atlantic slave trade. Hold on, I'll let you your piece. You're probably thinking, no, I can't do that. But that's his thing. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? That's an attachment. I can at least try to attach that. That's a thought. Jacob Fatu is Pacific Asian. That's not even looking like us. His kin is Asian folks over
He's
in
closer to
Japan and all that
Japanese
stuff
than he is black.
than it is to African. How the hell is he saying it? And I have the issue with the whole Fat Joe thing and people not understanding that and who saying that. I think you should stay away from it unless whatever. You shouldn't want to. But he is East Asian, and that's about, I'm sorry, West, or it is East Asian, Far East Asian as far as that on that side. But that's what he is. So I'm like, I don't understand at all why he gets to say it, why he think him going to jail and doing a bid in San Fran or whatever the hell he was for a little bit tells him he's able to do it. I don't know. And for Rikishi to be doing this, it shows me the whole family. We've seen the instances of Roman Reigns slipping up on SmackDown and saying the word. Like, it happens between them, which shows me that they just regularly say it and nobody's checking them, which also brings me on a point that they're probably bullying
Their
folks.
wives.
They're probably bullying folks because
wives.
they're the top of the food chain right now in the wrestling industry. And if those dudes are like that doing that, who's going to step up to them and say something? What's his name? Mello. Is Mello going to say something? Is Montez Ford? He going to say something to him? And none of them have the balls to say that. And if they did have the balls to say that, they're not going to be there anymore. We see how they get pushed already. They're going to not have a job. Thank you for good luck on your future endeavors. That's going to be the next conversation for them.
Me too is that almost all of these people got black wives. So why aren't those women saying nothing? That's disappointing too.
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you.
Somebody's. As a black woman, I'm going to say y'all got black wives. Why y'all out there letting them say that? You embarrassing your kids.
Like I say, hey is for horses, but hey, I'm going to tell you this. When I heard this, my eyes like blew up as far as this whole bloodline that I'm looking at Naomi. I'm looking at Naomi. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking, hey Naomi, Naomi,
black wife. I have an issue
there
with
watching
that
this?
as a black wife.
Hey, The Rock. Hey, Rocky Johnson. Hey, you guys. I'm rest in peace, Rocky Johnson. But what you were doing before, and we already know what Tony Atlas talked about you and what you like. So Let's keep it a buck. But it's those guys at the top, and then you got a guy at the top. When you allow a guy to make a product like this, we saw with Allen Iverson back in the day and Kobe Bryant making a rap album when they decided, hey, you know what? You may be it may go against your character and all that. Don't do that. Nobody told this man not to do that. Triple H didn't care. Triple H tell you, hey, happy Independence Day. Don't talk about Black History Month. Don't talk about Martin Luther King Jr. Don't talk about anything else and tells you he don't see color. So it's just ugly. It's ugly. This is one of the reasons why I didn't watch wrestling for years. Left away because Vince McMahon used to treat black people like they were lackeys, to come back and then see Triple H just be the guy that was mooching and wanted to end up owning the business as well. So that's how I personally feel about it. Like I said, y'all had the floor again before we get out of here and switch it up. But
we could do the questions because we got questions and statements and stuff. But I did want to address one of the last comments. Is they said I meant to ask what your feelings are about white people using the N word.
I'll get to that one. Queen.
Okay.
I'll get to that one. I'll get to that one.
Got
questions. Anybody got anything else to say on this one though?
I'm done.
Before we go.
So for the wives, right? We mentioned Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, well, I want to say sometimes she herself might not know. She herself might not understand the full capacity of what's being.
What you mean?
Brought.
Is she 40?
You could be 40. You could be 40 and still ignorant. That ignorance doesn't change the state.
There's no excuse. She's 40.
She been black her whole life.
Baby girl.
She been black her whole life.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm sure someone called her N-word.
I'm sorry. I know I don't want to make it a thing between us, but
sorry, BA, but come on,
bro.
BA. She probably got N-word in school. Come on, BA. Think for a second. She dark and she's dark skinned.
What I'm saying is she might not realize. Okay, understood, right?
I'm sorry, BA.
All right, I'm not Naomi, but at the end of the day, she's with somebody who she might think is just like her. That's what I'm saying. There's been plenty of people that's around this crew. There's plenty that want to say something and don't. And two, some people actually might think they just like them. That's why I brought up Us. That's why I brought that movie up. There's people that think, even people of our genome, even people that's from our nationality that think that's my brother. They don't even that other part that, well, you probably shouldn't. That thought just doesn't even sink into them at all.
And that's why I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. That's why I'm saying I'm looking at her. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like she gets an eye, like she doesn't. I don't just excuse her ignorance. She could be ignorant. You're right, but that don't mean. Hey, it was certain people that Harriet Tubman had to turn a cheek to, right? That wanted to be ignorant, supposedly, correct? Like if you want to be ignorant, that is what you want to be. That's how I feel. Like I'm looking at you. You need to say something. You're the black representation in the middle of this bloodline. We just cried for Naomi to be a part of the bloodline. I just cried for Naomi to be a part of the bloodline. If I cried for Naomi to be a part of the bloodline, I expect Naomi to be a black representation in the bloodline. So she should be saying something. Because The Rock not gonna say nothing. If we want to get into it.
And he black. He the blackest person over there. That's the craziest part. He's the black. Oh, but I did want to say the Booker T thing up. That'll be my last thing I want to say is that even Booker T said, about when he slipped up and said the N-word many years ago, is that even though he's like, yeah, I'm from the hood and, that's how we used to talk and stuff. He's like, but I didn't want that to be representation of me because I have a lot of little black boys watching me. So I represent those little black boys and I want them to grow up and want to be like me. So that's what I'm saying is that usually the black people try and stay away from it because we know of the negative connotations. Like obviously when we be talking to our crew and stuff, that's a whole different situation. But when I'm at my job, I don't use the N-word. You know what I mean? Like obviously, why would I use the N-word at my job?
So Jacob Fatu is Jacob Fatu trying to tell other little Samoan boys to say the N-word
that's what
like
I'm saying. That's why it's not a small problem. It's a trickle-down effect. He made an old CD.
Let me ask you a question. When Naomi has this child and it's half Naomi and half Jimmy, who's to tell that child what that child can say and what they can't say?
Well, we're not talking about the child though. The
child's black. That child, bro. That child's black.
Just like my son's black. He can go say it more if he wants to.
Naomi.
It's the code. It's what they within. It's whatever your bubble is.
Yeah. That's just like hold on. With black men.
Queen. Hold on 1 second. It is up to them. That happens in all families as interracial. That's a conversation that has to happen. But that don't change that the parent, if you respect the culture. So Jimmy Uso supposedly respects the black culture because his wife is a black lady, correct? So he should understand that if I'm having a black child as well, there's still certain things. I'm not black. I'm not
Why
black.
I'm
Because he's
I'm
not
blacker
black.
than the other black people.
Is
I'm
Cody
darker
black?
than other. I'm
Is
darker
Cody-
than other white people.
is
I'm
Cody-
darker than
is
other
Cody-
black people.
Is Cody black?
Do you see my thought process? Do you see like
No, I
that's
see
the
what
that's
you're
the
talking
line
about.
of
asking you.
ignorance
I'm asking you. Is Cody
that
black?
they could ride on.
Is
This
Cody
is what I
black?
think. Is Cody could never say the N word,
No.
but their child could say the N word.
Their
Cody and his
their
daughter,
child-
his wife, they could.
Cody has
Brandy,
yes.
whatever her name is, they got
Cody
mixed
has
up.
a
She can
black
say the
wife
N-word if she
with
wants
a
to.
black daughter. Cody cannot.
Right.
But
Cody
Cody
cannot
can
say
never
that he's not
say it.
black.
We can't go
Completely
back.
opposite. Okay. Cody is completely opposite. What I'm saying is, and I keep coming back to it, they might think themselves
But he's
that they're
okay. So
just as a Negro
yes,
as everybody else.
But what I'm saying
they
to you,
not,
it should
though,
be.
and they need to
Hold on,
say that they're not.
Queen. What I'm saying to you, BA, and I'm not trying to argue, is it's the same thing. I hear you what you saying. They are East Asian dudes. If it was Takamichi Noku with a black lady,
a Japanese
and had,
person.
if Takamichi Noku and a black lady had a child, Takamichi Noku better not have no song saying the N-word. They are not black. They can. You can have a Takamichi Noku go.
I understand.
What's his name? Hold on. What's the guy name? What's the guy? Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin can put locks in his head or put dreads in his head. He ain't no black dude.
Right. But
This should have the same thing as
That's
him.
the thing. If you walking around thinking that you're just as black as anybody, if you look at yourself and you look at Carmelo Hayes like, yo, I'm pretty much more of a nigga than you are. That's their line of thinking.
That's when we need to say something, but we're not even in a
right.
situation.
But there you go.
See, where we can even say
something, and then they're not saying anything, so it gets
you can't.
Unchecked.
Because you can't say anything.
Because
as I said, if Montez Ford,
I never not what you're saying. It's like
that's what I'm saying. No.
Right.
I think
because
we're all
can't say something. It builds and it manifests itself.
We're all.
And now
I think we're all on the same wavelength. I don't think we're not arguing. We're all on the same wavelength. It's just something passionate, and we're talking about different views on it or whatever like that. I think we're all agreeing. This mofo should not be saying.
I want to interject what y'all have done now.
Thing or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna let you have the floor completely. But this whole thing, he should not be saying the N-word. My thing is to him, because he goes and tans or he lives in San Francisco and all that and been to jail and walk with a bop. If it would have been Takamichi Noku going by whatever the hell some other name and bopping and going to get a tan, I would say the same thing. He is Pacific Asian. He is Pacific Asian, bro. That is there's you're gonna let Philippine people can come over here next. The dark Vietnamese people that's darker. They can come over here and say yada mean, call the N-word and all that. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, let me throw this at you, and then Queen, you can go right back.
Okay.
You gotta stop saying where they're from, and you gotta say what they look like. And I say that to say he looks like he could be one of us. You keep saying where the whole.
And my rebuttal is to what he's saying right there.
Wait. Just let this.
I'm sorry.
Because I look at you can look at Jimmy and Jay and the whole family, and you can put like, yo, it's dudes that look just like you. I know
because they're trying to look like us. That's the whole thing of culture.
Hold on. But what I'm saying is, when you keep saying where they're from, like when you keep name dropping that, then what you're going to get people from on the internet say, well, what about Charlize Theron? She should say nigga, right? Because she's
Dutch. She's white Dutch.
Hold on. White side. No. That's fine though. Be it. What I'm saying is, and they can come with that bullshit because I'm gonna go back at them with facts because I know more history. I'm not a dumb, as you know, N-word, as they say. So she's not. She's not she's not an original African. She is of European descent that came over. She's not part of the African slave trade and all that stuff. We're not stupid. So they can come. I know people gonna come with that. They need knowledge. And there are people, shows like us, that need to tell these mofos that ain't right. So I'm fine for this to be that. Like, if they gonna come and say that, no, I'm gonna tell them where they from. Rikishi don't look as much like us because he got blonde hair and got his hair to the back. But if he twists his hair up and all and went in super tan and all, he can come out, I'm a bad man, and look like he a black dude and all that.
They had him out of that outfit where he didn't show his butt. He was just dressed like a regular dude, and they were doing the dance.
Of looking close to us. That's the dangers of it. That's why
you think he looks Asian. He looks like he's Pacific.
I don't think Jacob looks Asian like that.
Locks and all. He is. He's Samoan.
So I want to say what I want to say because it has everything to do with what y'all are saying. So when we
He's
go back to
not.
the Pacific Islanders thing, is
The
that
Roman
obviously
Reigns is Italian and Samoan. They are Samoan. The Rock is black and Samoan. Jacob Fatu is the son of who is it? Umaga? He's Samoan.
yes, he's Samoan on both sides. His mom and his dad are Samoan. I looked it up.
I know what he is.
That's what I say. Umaga.
But I'm
If
saying
Umaga wore locks, you know, he
Okay.
come out there and say whatever.
So
Go ahead,
I
Queen.
want to interject with something that I think will end this whole
That's
discussion.
African
Please.
American that looks similar to him. That's what I'm saying.
But that's
what I'm saying.
anybody that
I
does
can
stuff
see
to
no,
them.
they
Like
never
that. Look,
claimed
anybody
he-
for lots. But go ahead, Queen. I want Queen to go.
But I wanted to say real quick was I wanted to just sew everything up because he was saying the thing about the complexion, all that stuff. So if you know more about the Pacific Island area, you don't just have Hawaii and Samoa. You also have like Fiji and a few other Micronesian islands. Now, some of those islands, like Papua New Guinea, have people that look like us, but they've taken their blood. Their blood does not have African blood in it. They just look dark. Fiji, the same thing. They have afros
by the
there. It's a big
sun.
thing. It's a huge thing about their culture because it's near the equator. Yes, the equator. That's what I was trying to get to, is the fact that we do share melanin, but they don't have any African blood. It just is because of the sun. That's literally the reason why a lot of them have the color that they have, is because of the Pacific, of the equator line. And that because there are people in Fiji, like I said, that have afros, and it's a huge thing of their culture, but they also explain too is that it's not an African afro. They say it's our special Pacific Islander afro because they see their own beauty in it. Yes.
When we went to Vietnam, Vietnamese folks, they were people that's dark as hell, darker than me, with curly froze and all that stuff.
And at the end of the day, I'm not questioning whether or not they're not part of their culture. I saw all those people do all their little hakas and all that shit for years. So I'm not saying they're not part of their culture, but if they're part of their culture, why are you on this shit now?
Which one of us and BA, not to go, like I said, I just want a question for you, and then saying that you went against it because I don't think you answered this. I just want to ask you something. Which one of us can go and put on and do the haka and all that stuff and go be Samoan?
I'd be a culture.
Which one of the wrestlers, the black wrestlers, can go and be them? And say, I love that man, and I want to be just like them. And Roman Reigns and Jay were my favorite. I want to be just like them and go do all that stuff. Which one of those black wrestlers can do that?
I say this: if there was somebody that lived over there and experienced their culture and grew up in their culture, and let's just say it was legitly he's African American, he just happened to go over there as a kid, and that's a part like that's him, and then he wants to do that, then I expect their culture to say something. I do. They should say something.
You remember the assassin?
Someone being adopted by a culture. So being adopted by another culture is different than. Sorry, go ahead then.
I was going to say the Assassin's Creed game that just came out. It's based off of somebody that's going to be historically accurate as far as a black samurai, right? And that time did all that stuff. Was it not still outrage?
Oh, it's always going to be outrage because it's black first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why the hell are we allowing them to do it if it's always going to be outrage why are we letting John Cena do Tony Ayo and all that stuff? And for years, when he's not even that guy, he's John Cena now, which they changed to once he became the face. Then he became All-American. He don't even do that no more.
There's one thing that we lack, in which you brought up that they have more than us. The Samoans have more than us. They got power. They have power to say no.
In the wrestling family, they got power.
We don't.
I mean, I guess, we don't stay together. We don't have a family. We don't have a bloodline. We have a black
This is
somewhere.
as strong as we can get.
We don't have a big black strong family in the wrestling.
No, what I'm saying is we're stronger as the internet community than they are the individuals in wrestling.
Yes,
they have no
that's
power.
what I'm saying. The guys in wrestling can't do anything. The Mello can't talk or he's fired. They would fire him. We already see how they treat him right now. So they would fire him. But this is, like I say, Travis, anything else you want to say? This is awesome conversation. Like I said, I want to have this type of stuff on the show. We need to have this. I want to get to the comments.
Yeah, I just want to keep it real. And I love it. Thank you, everybody.
Nothing else you want to say? Travis like, I'm cool, man. Jacob
it's all good, bro. It's all good.
Does this make y'all feel any different type of way about the bloodline?
Burnt out now.
A little bit
for me. Like it makes you kind of look at Jimmy and Jay real heavy side eyes at them.
I bet my house.
Again, we know they're not just saying they say it on the street. They say it at home.
I will bet my house. Shout out to Rel. I will bet my house that all of them that are on TV say the N-word. The one I would think probably don't say it is The Rock. and he the one that can say it. He black. The one I
thought
think
he
probably
scared to
don't say
say it. He probably tried to say
Mhm.
be cool with them.
But this is the thing, and I don't hold it against anybody. I think everybody says a version of it.
Oh, I mean, well, that's a different conversation. Just keeping
Everybody
the wrestling
says
here.
a
We can
version
go
of
in there
it.
with a different thing, but that's a
It's a whole other episode.
totally different. Everybody
Mhm.
got everybody at least got a voice in their head when they read something, right? When you read a book, you got a voice in your head, right? Right, BA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then that's all I gotta say then. We can keep it moving.
Rude.
Hey, BA, I'm gonna go to you on this one, bro. After the reaction, or what was that segment brought to you by?
Hey man, when y'all do this, you gotta play it back, man. Thank you,
Yes,
Playback.
sir.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for the
Hey.
segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
Hey, shout out to Playback, y'all. Check us out over there.
Yeah.
Follow us and the link as well. Get to our Discord. I know we don't have a drop for that, but go there. That's where we show all events for the watch parties if you want to watch the WWE events. But let's get to the questions and comments.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
Hey, so if you're interested in sending a question or comment to us, hit us with the @WTC. We just ask you stay respectful in the comments. That's simple. And we'll get to your comments before the end of the show. Let's do this before we go way overboard. Let's see who we got. Start with LA Live Sports. What up, LA Live Sports? He says WWE has the deepest women's roster, and it makes no sense how poorly the stories have been developed for that PLE, and why don't they have more ladies being featured on the shows other than the usuals?
You don't know.
No clue. I mean, that's a yes. Shout out to Rel. That's a yes, LA Sports Live. Appreciate you, bro.
No, no.
Shout out to Rel. He says King and BA favorite wrestler Cody Rhodes is Guy in Street Fighter. I ain't even really want to talk about that, bro. I was like, we make a drop for that, and I was like, I don't even want to.
It's too much.
Jordan Grace, I don't like that. Like, it's like Cody always following Roman, bro. I hate that. Like, it makes me
Yeah,
not
he gives
interested in the
balls
movie.
heavy.
Hey,
Pause.
yo, I saw some
That make me
some
not want to
AIs
watch it.
of Cody being out. Yo, they're horrible, bro.
What were there any
Also,
wrestlers in the original one?
Do you
Like in
got
the
a
original
list?
Street
no.
You
Street
talk about the
Fighter?
list and everything?
Yeah, it was a bunch of actors, but I couldn't remember if there was any wrestlers or
Is
anything.
this a spoiler that Cody gonna lose at SummerSlam? Because don't they
Basically,
gotta
to
get
me,
the time
because
away
they're
to
gonna,
go?
they got to take time
They're
to
gonna film
record this
him
movie.
and Roman Reigns got to film in August. So is it a spoiler that John Cena wins?
They got to film.
They got to drop the belts.
Yes.
Got to drop belts.
Unless Cody
Or-
goes heel when he
or-
like, unless he
or-
heel when he like, I don't care. He got to show up and be that champion, right?
He wins it and they strip it from him. That can happen.
Strip it. What you mean? How? Like somebody beats
As in,
him?
you won, and then quote unquote, you gotta do this movie. That's your choice. They can play real life a little bit to promote the movie as well, and then they'll say, "Hey, we're gonna have a tournament because you can't defend your title."
Or they'll fake
Man,
injury.
Cody better not do that being
You
that
gonna kick an injury on
All-American
him?
fighting champion and all that stuff. He better not lose
Oh,
his
come
smile for a movie.
on.
LA
up,
also
Shawn
says praying Gunther can drag a decent match out of Goldberg. Same LA. I think it's gonna be trash. So it's gonna be like 5 minutes. It's gonna be a spear. I think that's what I'm saying. I think Goldberg gonna win. Either Goldberg gonna do his little 5 moves or whatever and win, or he gonna do his 5 moves. Gunther gonna kick out and then it's a wrap. Gunther gonna beat him. Gonna put him to sleep.
Gunther gonna take give him like 2 power bombs.
Yeah.
And
Or catch him in the sleeper and put him to sleep. That's what's gonna happen. And make him tap.
Mm-hmm.
But Reg, shout out to Cuz, he says completely agree about the tag team division. I fast forward right through them. Queen is right that the shows are predictable. They need new writers to better support their talent. Facts. That might be commented tonight, Reg. Let's see. Baxter laughing at you, Queen, when you were talking your stuff earlier. LA was saying, I think it was going to be Liv versus Trish, but she got hurt. Yeah. But then you would have Tiffany there too, though. She a champion. What does the WWE Championship represent? Everybody in the comments. Like, what does any championship represent right now? Shout out to Rel, man. In the building, laughing. He said everybody wants to act black, but don't want to be treated like they black. Facts. Rel said, facts BA 100. Reg says, I'm curious to know your feelings on white and black people using the N-word towards each other. So I guess BA, you want to touch on that? You was basically saying your piece, but I got a little part I want to say about that, but go ahead.
No, that's the thing, you know. Oh, you talking about when I say everybody? No, so it's a lot of different ways to attack that, but at the end of the day, it's people don't hold that word as strongly as they should. Facts. I don't like people being affected by it. That's one thing, and I said that. However, you can't go willy-nilly with somebody else just throwing it out there. Eventually, you have to say no, stop. Hey,
proceed with caution.
Like
don't say it or proceed with caution. Be ready to fight somebody. That's
I always say.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say. I always say this, right? Like, I don't go around prancing around the F word. You feel me? Because I have friends that are gay and all that stuff. Like I deal with folks that are gay all the time now and all in that community. So I'm like, I know how they feel, and that makes them feel a way. So I will not say that word. It's just that's showing respect. That's me. It's like, bro, I don't need to say that word. It's not that I can use other words. It's not that serious. Like that don't have to be a part of my vocab. Let me use something else and let me do that. Like I have an autistic son. So like when folks say, you know, the R word and all that stuff, it's like, bro, like let's step away from that a little bit. It's like not to use that language because it's go ahead, BA, what you want to say? I'm sorry.
No, I dropped that a couple weeks ago and I didn't even think about what you
That's what I'm saying. It's language, and I'm not I don't get I used to say the word. You feel me? Like I used to say it, so it's like I'm not gonna be fake, but I understand now that it can make somebody feel a certain way. So if I have love for that culture and have love for my son, why would I need to say that? I don't need to say that. Like I can step away. It's not that serious. If you have love for my culture, like you're not going to go around and call Mexican people out their name. You're not going to go around calling Jewish folks out their name and all that stuff. Why do you think it's cool to say the N-word? Why is it only the N-word? It doesn't get the like power behind it, like you say, where people say, I don't want to say that.
It doesn't get the same questions. Everybody will fight back on everything. Yeah, they'll fight back on that
else
one.
but the
but they'll never fight back on the other one. They'll be like, oh, okay, I will
like,
say the R word.
Do you not understand that the N-word, it hasn't been that long ago. Do you not see what's going like? Stop. Why do you not care? It's about empathy, in my opinion. And like, no, I don't play on that bridge. Like me personally, I don't like saying the N-word when I'm around a bunch of white people. I'm not gonna lie to you because I don't want them thinking they should say it. I don't like going to concerts and having to look around and say, hey, they're gonna say the N-word and all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's certain things I don't feel that whole I don't need to be saying it. That's a inside word. Like that's me and you should be saying it like to each other. No, I don't need them they don't need to be in a joke. That's how I feel with that one. Sorry,
like
no disrespect.
Chilling right now
white
on the
viewers
phone
and all
or
that stuff.
something.
Yeah, like so after the show, if I cut this off, I'll chop it up. Hey, what's up with it? And I'll say the word, but I don't need to say it on the show and all because I don't want people in the show to be having everybody to watch the show, not black people. So why would I don't want to open that to other people saying the word to me. That's how I feel. So that's my opinion on the Reg. He said, I meant to ask, what are your feelings about white people using them? He already read that. Okay. Or Hispanics. Hispanic is a different story. Talk to me personally about that. I know we all probably got different opinions on that. It's a deeper. I had to talk deeper about how I feel. I really don't think they should be, but like
it depends on who your bloodline is. Hispanic. That's what you can't be from Spain. That's my rule. You can't be from Spain.
True. Biblically,
let me know. Can you tell me where you're black? Where you black? Or where you're black?
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. Can you tell me where you're black? If you can't,
I'll say this.
Tell me where you're black, you probably shouldn't be saying it.
I did have to ask my mans in them because I looked to some type of reference, but biblically, those are our brothers. Hispanics are our brothers. Also biblically speaking, Polynesian dudes are not our brothers. To go with the whole thing that you were saying earlier, they are not. So they might look like us. They might act like they are not us and don't ever think that they are.
No. Like I say, Hispanic people can go around. The people that used to be in America and all that stuff were the indigenous people. They are mixtures of usually, like, some people are boat stops plus indigenous people and all that stuff. Like, it's a bunch of different things we can go down as far as bloodlines and talking about how we think people got here and all that stuff. We had to go deeper in the knowledge and all that. So that's a deeper conversation, Reg. So I would have to have a deep conversation a lot of folks probably aren't ready for and on this show with you about that. But like, everybody shouldn't be using it. You really need to know your P's and Q's and what you, and if you do, you probably don't want to use it, even if you they're like, just because you think people are going to question you and all, you probably would stay away from it. But next, War Hero says Eminem. Yep, never not held that against Eminem since I found out he said that. Shout out to Benzino, but people treated him like trash, but he just exposed the truth. That used to be BA Boy though. Ray says,
straight underneath the bus.
Reg says, not gonna lie, I used to be offended by the way they had R-Truth acting crazy, talking to invisible people. No, that's part of it. So, Reg, people try to give Vince McMahon like
part of it too.
Pass. Vince McMahon had people shucking and jiving. If you were cool, like, he made R-Truth be his guy beside him. That was his joker that was shucking and jiving beside him. That's what Vince McMahon was doing. Vince McMahon loved that, and that's why R-Truth had a job. Vince McMahon walked past Booker T talking to John Cena and dropped the N-word. And Booker T had to do a segment about it, telling me he hasn't said that. But you gonna tell me you wish you never said it again, and you shouldn't say it again. But Vince McMahon walked by in WWE when you was over there and said it and just left it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Somebody got to stand the hell up.
It's power and money.
Yeah, it is.
You got to have the power to stand up to lose the money,
and you got to have the
pride. A lot
of
these dudes, they're not about that, unfortunately.
Nope. And LA, shout out to LA. He said, I never heard them claim to be black. They are very proud of their culture. Amen. Them Samoans are proud of their culture. They don't claim to be black at all. I watched, what's his name?
Do you see what? Did you just see what King just did? That was a perfect line right there. They are proud that they are Samoan or whatever like that, and they never say anything about us.
Nope. They are. Do you see that guy Alpha that used to be in Legacy? Remember the one that got kicked out? The son of was it Snooker or one of them? The one guy that used to be, it used to be Cody.
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
this is used to be Cody.
I think Superfly,
Ted DiBiase, and then Superfly's son was Alpha. I think his name was, right. Go watch a video of him recently. He got a school. Hold on, here you go, BA. He a part of that bloodline, right, Alpha? Let me tell you this story about him just recently. I think it's a couple weeks ago. Some guy in his school, he run a school. Puerto Rican guy had like tribal tattoos on him and all, and had a throw out and was playing a Samoan guy, acting like he was Samoan. Why Alpha go in there and did a work on him and beat the hell out and shoot on him and beat the hell out of him in the ring. I mean, stomped him, kicked him, picked the mic afterwards and said, I bleed for this. I'm Samoan, I'm my family and all this stuff. Yeah, that guy, that bloodline guy. No way they can say the N-word, bro. No way. No way.
I agree.
What up, a new John, maybe, or a new on? He says hi. And LA said you should drop the link. We do drop it's in the look at our description. LA, all our links are in our description.
Yeah.
They're all in the description. Everything is in the description if you need it. Just check the description of the show. But lastly, I wanted to say before we can end the show with that, before I get to the rest of it, shout out to Queen being with us again this week, y'all. If y'all didn't know, she started her chemotherapy treatment. So she with us on our journey to beat cancer. We have a GoFundMe. You do not have to donate or anything if you want to, but we asked, the link is now in the description as well. But at least share it if you could to someone else, or maybe you could see some eyes of someone that can help out and all. If you could, that's in the description. Also, shout out to our other shows. Oh, first and foremost, make sure to hit We Talk Combat's clips. Subscribe over there if you could. Also, we're trying to get to whatever goals over there. As many folks we have over here, we want to match over there as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button beside BA's left shoulder before you leave if you're new to the channel. Also hit the like button and notification bell. Help us out with the algorithm so we can get out to more sports or combat sports and entertainment fans like yourself as well.
Oh, quick shout out to the Black Wrestling Order. I know that a lot of you guys came in through there, so I appreciate you guys checking us out over there, the Black Wrestling Order. So thank you, everybody that came in through there. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. If you are a basketball fan, follow our other channel, Cap and Crown Podcast. Myself and Rel, we do shows about new and old school basketball every Monday and Wednesday evening. Help us get to our goal of 5K over there. We're trying to reach our 5K subscribers over there. I see we're starting to grow again. Also, if you could, our other channel, Cause We Geek, with B.A. Rel, Will, and Big J. They talk about all things geek culture. In TV and movies. Shout out to my guys. They do shows. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So on that, so look, it's funny how things tie in together. On the week, Cause We Geek, we just talked about Ironheart and how that got review bombed out the ass, pause, from people that don't look like us. So whenever you think that you out the water, whenever you think racism or anything other like don't exist, just wait. You're always going to get a refresher. You always going to get a refresher. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, you good, bro. Shout out to Cuz We Geek, help them get to their first 500 subscribers, just like over here. Help us get to our first 500 subscribers. Also, follow BA on Get Off the Damn Fence. Help them get to their first 500 subscribers over there, where they talk about everything just in culture, pop culture, from basketball to football to wrestling to just the Diddy trial. You feel me? Like anything. I saw y'all show. I be watching y'all. You don't even know. I be watching y'all. You don't even know. I be watching y'all show. Except for the football, I skip through it. I ain't gonna lie. Every time.
Understood.
I just skip right through it. But other than that, Queen, Travis, y'all got anything you want to say? Travis, like, nah, man.
I have to reschedule the Sailor Moon watch along. Unfortunately, the chemo kind of messed everything up, but I am gonna reschedule that over on Playback. So as you said earlier, please follow our Playback channel. We watch anime. Sometimes we watch wrestling over there, but we mostly watch in our Discord. Sometimes we watch basketball there, and we'll be once the season starts. Right now, we are showing the Summer League. So if you are interested, you can jump over to Playback. I think we're showing it over there right now, or it might be close to be over. But yeah, we got a lot going on. So there's lots of entertainment for you, and it's coming from a bunch of Black people, so you should be happy. We out here trying to do the work.
And before we go, check out Travis everywhere at _Travito_, where he does all his comedic clips. Check him out. He's had some viral ones as well. Help him get another one viral if you could. But other than that, y'all, one more show down for the good guys. We'll be back next week, where we always do this on We Talk Combat, where we talk combat sports and entertainment. And with that being said, y'all, we out.